Not every black man is built to be the leader or the head of the household, and that's okay. But you gotta figure that out for you
and accept it.
And accept that, and then once you figure that out, then you can move and make moves to find a partner that matches that same energy and that same like path that you're going.
All right, so I'm gonna just repeat the question. How has the absence of black fathers impacted the black community? We don't know what men are.
Damn, you know.
Black mothers, you cannot raise your sons to be men. You can raise them to be self-sufficient, functioning adults, but you cannot raise your sons to be men because you are not a man, so you don't know. And when I speak on this, I'm talking about the culture of manhood. We're not privy to that culture. That's why having black male spaces is so important.
Mm-hmm.
That's why having black women spaces are so important. We are different, and that's okay.
And it's okay. Yes, it's okay, people. It's okay. We different.
Like, that's okay. So yeah, it's if black fathers aren't there, not only are the sons not being shown the culture of manhood, but black girls also don't know what a man is either.
Right.
So then we're more willing to accept any and everything before we get hurt, bruised, and broken, and then we hate all men. Like,
and have fucked up standards now.
Exactly.
The standards now might be all about the money and not about the character.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're fucking yourself up all over again.
Exactly.
Where you be taken care of temporarily and be miserable permanently.
Yes. So, like, that right there. And like, you know, they say like that's for girls, that's the first man who's showing you love. Supposed to, you know? So it's like, that's what you're basing everything off of.
Exactly. That's why they say the little girls who get spoiled, they love a guy who can spoil them because that's what their daddy showed them. Oh, if you can't do this like my daddy did, then you can't talk to me. They will literally say shit like that.
Now, I will remind you that your man is not your father. Right. And also, your father was a lot older than your man probably is. So just be aware of that. Just saying. But yeah, so that point first and foremost, okay. Now it's interesting because of the trans non-binary awareness movement. You are trying to understand how people can be outside of these norms, but I do think there is a certain just biological way of thinking, like because women have more estrogen, because men have more testosterone, like that just shapes the way that we think a little bit differently than other hormones, but those primarily because those are the hormones
the ones that be kicking in
related to gender. So yeah. I've always gravitated towards guys, always. And it's because of my dad. We had a very strong mental connection. We love to talk about logic. We love to learn. He definitely showed me that. So with guys, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed hearing the logical perspective because I have masculine dominant energy. So like I'm an Aquarius, so I'm very much in my mind. So I loved having those conversations. Like I started off at 13 in chat rooms, just having conversations with people. That's how, like, that's why I still like online, because I love being just able to talk with people. And that's why I
people's brains.
Exactly. And just hear different perspectives. And I was telling you about my friend the other day when I was having an issue, and it's like, yeah, and I was like, thank you, because I reach out to him because he's able to offer that different perspective. I told you about him. I don't want to say anything, but
I was about to just now too. I had to stop myself.
Yeah, but yeah, like I gravitate towards guys because of that logic, that reasoning, Whereas I haven't gravitated towards girls because of the cattiness, because of the high emotion, like it's the lack of emotional growth and the lack of logic and it's that stuff. Even though I opened the floodgates on my emotions, but I'm learning.
Check out our last episode.
But I am learning.
Hey. Come here. Check out our last episode. That's all I'm gonna say.
I am learning emotional management and regulation. Okay. All right. Anyways, so that being said, that's not even my father, right? That's just like looking at gender and the dynamics that I'm working with. So if you don't have, again, that first example to show you of what's possible with these connections, you may not necessarily go to seek it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like if you never seen something, especially in a positive light, and how it's supposed to be structured in the right way, like masculinity in the right way, you'll look at things and think that's why everybody gets confused with the whole toxic masculinity and masculinity. You keep tying toxicity to masculinity.
Like, no.
Masculinity is its own thing.
Yeah.
Being toxic is its own thing. Stop trying to put the two together and merging them. Like, oh, if you're masculine, you're toxic.
No.
Fuck out of here.
At all.
Alright? That shit pisses me off. Like, no. I can be masculine and I can be a positive, loving, caring human being, which I am.
But that also shows you an impact. That we don't even have examples of positive masculine.
Because y'all haven't seen it in your households and you haven't seen it, you're just assigning all this negative shit to masculinity. And that's the problem right there. So now y'all like, oh, well, he's too like, whatever. Like, he's too aggressive. I don't like the way he said certain things. It's like, no, you didn't like the fact that I said it this way and I said it in a way that I was direct and is challenging your opinion. But there's no negativity or malice coming out of my mouth. You just feel a type of way. You can't say that I'm being toxic because you feel a type of way.
And that's where I don't be gravitating towards women, because of all that emotion, because of all them feelings. Like, I'm gonna need you to understand that your feelings are not fact, okay?
Thank you.
And that's why I like talking to guys, because we talk about facts.
Yeah, well, some guys.
Well, the guys I gravitate towards. I'm highly in need of mental stimulation, so yes. But yeah. That's the two that I would say.
For sure.
All right, next question.
All right, what we got?
And last one on the two sides, and then we'll take a break.
Okay, cool.
What is the black man's role in the family?
All right, what's the black man's role in the family? First and foremost, protector. I think first and foremost, like, black men have to protect their family, their wives, their children. All that has to become like first, and that means, which comes to the next part, providing. I think providing is a form of protection. Like, if I don't have resources when shit hits the fan, COVID, for example, how's my family gonna be? Natural disasters happen. We out here in Cali, we got fires, earthquakes on the East Coast. Y'all got fucking hurricanes and tornadoes and shit. You know what I mean? And blizzards and fucking snowstorms and floods. Goddamn, y'all gotta get y'all shit together. Just kidding. Every region got some shit.
Yeah, it's only gonna get worse because of climate change.
You know what I mean? We already know. Like,
renewable energy, y'all.
Hey, look. Check out all the episodes. We tried to go hard for Bernie. He was being hella political. But at this point, it is what it is. Y'all chose who y'all chose.
We'll see you in 4 years.
Anyway, that was good.
We got tired.
Woo! Yeah, we said, fuck it. Oh, this what y'all want? All right.
Back to my bubble. Back to my bubble of happiness.
So yeah, providing is a form of protection. Like, it's what allows you to have that buffer for those emergencies should they come up in any time, because we never know. Earthquakes, tornadoes, we can't predict that shit. So being able to provide, and also I think providing also means providing and allowing the space for your wife, so this relates to you or your partner, to tap into her femininity. So while you're providing, it allows you the space to create and nurture. So like what we're doing right now is trying to like create this home for our future children, but also for ourselves. You know, we like to enjoy shit. You know what I mean? We like shit. They ain't all about the kids. They ain't even here yet, little motherfuckers. Love you, just kidding. But yeah. So I'm setting up aside like a budget for us to do like backyard furniture, living room stuff, all that stuff, and that's like my responsibility my chosen responsibility. And that's the other thing. It's a chosen thing. Like this pathway of being the leader and head of the household, it's a choice. You can choose not to do that, but you also have to accept the consequences that come with that, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So I feel like the black man's role is protect and provide, and then allow the space for that femininity to just flourish. You know what I mean? And you know, when it can't flourish, you know, you have to say that, like, hey, look, baby, you got to wear some sweatpants right now, or like, not wear it, but like, buy some sweatpants. You can't buy that new dress right now because we got to tighten things up. God got to make sure everybody's good. You got to be a man and just say that when you're going through tough times. It's not about you saying that you ain't gonna recover, but you gotta keep it real with your family, because keeping it real with them is also a form of protection, because they need to know what's going on, so that when
surprises,
right? So when
and she can help out too.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You can dictate and let her know, like, okay, these are things that would be really, really helpful for me, so that I can get back on track, so you can do your thing. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to get back to that homeostasis, that natural point of like, this is how we vibe. Now, there's the caveat to this. Not every black man, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier in this answer. Not every black man is built to be the leader or the head of the household, and that's okay. But you gotta figure that out for you
and accept it.
And accept that. And then once you figure that out, then you can move and make moves to find a partner that matches that same energy and that same like path that you're going.
So I just want to say, we learned about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and his ex-wife, and she's his manager.
Shout out to my guy Dorian, my ducks, my swans.
And since she's been managing him, his career has skyrocketed with acting. And I was like, well, damn. I guess for them, that was her role.
Right. Exactly.
Know? And it wasn't like he wasn't coming through.
And that was the perfect thing. I saw it as like Rock was the raw talent, and I think her name was Melinda.
I have no idea.
I don't want to butcher her name. Sorry, The Rock's wife. Sorry,
ex-wife.
Ex-wife. Yeah, ex-wife. Thank you. Don't want to have no problem with The Rock. Shit. That'd be a problem. But yeah, I think The Rock was the raw talent, and then his ex-wife was like the structurer, the ones who could structure and put that talent in a way and package it so that it could be digestible to everybody. Both of those roles are extremely important. No one is more important than the other. So if The Rock would have had a big ego, being like, oh, I'm The Rock, I'm the one who needs to do this, I need to be making more money on this, and she would have been gone. Why would I want to manage and help you?
Well, he did say he made some mistakes in his youth, and that's why their romantic relationship didn't work out. But they were mature enough and did the work enough to know that professionally this could work.
Exactly.
And it did.
Exactly. And that's that lack of ego that you have to have, and be like, all right, cool. Well then, you're really good at this, and I'm really good at this, and we're really good together on this.
Right.
So even though this ain't really work out, we can get rid of this and still work on this. So then they did that shit, and now look at them. Both of them very highly successful.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because it's her own management firm.
Exactly. Making that bread together.
Yes.
And notice the ex-wife in that.
Yes.
No beef.
And then didn't Dorian say that her now husband, her current husband, is his physical trainer? I'm like, keep that money in the family. Yes.
And that's when you know that you're concentrating on the bag, and that bag is helping the community. Because you're putting your feelings aside, like, oh, we didn't work out romantically. Okay. Do I hate you?
No. Like, especially if I had love for you at one point in time. Like,
it wasn't no fucked up shit. It wasn't like no shit that my ex did to me. Like, I got reasons to not talk to her ass. But it's different. And even for me, like, I don't harbor any like ill will towards her either. It's like, I hope she's doing great over there. But if you can combine, like if me and her had something where it's like, I don't know, a financial thing back in the day where she, I can't even think of that. Right? It's so far-fetched. But anyway, I have to use you as an example. Alright, so if you and I somehow, like, we split something, blah, 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 something happened, blah, blah. Not going, whatever. Not gonna happen. But yeah, say that happens, but we still want to do the podcast. We gonna keep doing the podcast because this shit working.
Yeah.
So it's the same example. Like, you have to know what works for you and then put those feelings aside. Especially if you're a good person and a good character, you know you're not gonna do something so fucked up to where you can't recover and reconnect with that person that you had that relationship with, or whatever dynamic it was, because you wouldn't do anything to tarnish that way. So
hey, it's the Real Family. It's your girl Rocqi
and your boy Oso.
And thanks for being here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell.
Right, because subscribing and hitting that notification bell does two very important things. One, it gives you notification on our new content and make sure that you're up to date on everything that we put out every week.
Every week.
You know, every week.
Every week.
And then number two, it helps your boy and your girl out with some money. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it on.
It's so real, baby.
But in all seriousness, this is just like the video portion, the YouTube portion of our content. We are It's So Real podcast. So we have all these episodes just waiting for y'all on how many platforms?
11 different streaming platforms.
11.
So it's up to you to choose.
Yeah, there's no excuses. We on everything. So whatever platform you're most comfortable listening to stuff, your content on, we're right there for you. So look us up. It's So Real podcast.
And our link tree is available on our YouTube channel. Go over there, find the platform that works best for you, subscribe to our podcast, and hear the full thing, because we have a lot more to say than what shows up on our YouTube channel.
Exactly. With that being said, check out the rest of our videos while you're here.
You know? And be sure to subscribe.
Alright, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
And love.
Always.